Welcome, dear friends, to our full moon ceremony. Tonight, we celebrate the sun in the sign of Aries and the moon in the sign of Libra. These are two very different energies, which we'll talk about in a moment. We will also talk briefly about the fall equinox, which occurred on September 21st. The exact moment of the full moon is at 8:47 tomorrow night. And this lunation is also a supermoon. And that occurs when the moon is at the point in its orbit, when it's closest to the Earth. The moon will thus appear especially large in the sky and could also loom larger in our emotions and our experiences. New developments or revelations are likely as the moon's light is amplified. The Libran energy is all about joining, relationship, equilibrium, money, the law, and justice. I'm sure many of you have seen the glyph for Libra, which you can probably see behind my shoulder here, which shows a scale, balanced and steady. It's the energy of we. Aries, on the other hand, is all about me. Individualistic, assertive, lots of will energy. Aries births the new ideas, the initiatives. But tonight we will be focusing on the Libran quality of equilibrium. So it's interesting that in this time of extreme polarities in our country, we enter the sign of Libra. Libra is all about developing right relationship with everything we may come in contact with. What is my relationship with my career, with my friendships, with my partners, with the environment, to nature? We might even ask ourselves, how can I establish right relationship with my country right now? Is it by feeding our own polarized position, making the other bad or wrong? What is the mediating principle here? Venus is the esoteric ruler of Libra, and Venus represents love. Love is always a unifying energy. It's harmonizing. It joins the heart and the mind, the masculine and the feminine. On the highest level, it harmonizes the relationship between our soul and our personality. When we invoke light into a situation, it reveals not just the positive, but the negative as well. And seeing these dichotomies can produce chaos. And chaos is very visible in our world right now, in our country right now. We can see clearly what is not in right relationship, what's not working. Inequality, no harmony. What's the upside of that? Well, I think as we experience all the chaos, we begin to yearn even more strongly for solutions that will bring us together. Sometimes there's purpose behind the disharmony. At this particular full moon, we are also entering a final phase of turning away from who we are. We're done with that. We're beginning to rise up and acknowledge the truth of who we really are. The moon and Aries are reflecting the light of Libra's quest for cooperation and for justice, for the spirit of love to inform all of our relationships. But as we said, it also lights up the darkness. And the darkness of shadow is where we see the selfish absorption at the expense of others. All full moons light up our darkness, just as they point the way toward our light. And it's not just about passively sitting in our knowledge of our own divinity. Action is needed. We need to rise up, to be heard, to take charge, to join together rather than passively wait for life to be better, for someone in authority to do what's right. Those days of giving away our power to outside authorities are coming to an end. It's time to recognize our own inner authority. And if we look around, we can see signs of these changes already happening. Small and large group movements and organizations are taking change into their own hands and working together for the common good. Change is coming, and let's affirm our readiness to embrace it. We are prepared. We've been working toward it for a long period of time. And what are the tools that we have to help us in this time of change? I believe the most helpful tools are consistency in our spiritual practices, meditation, service, and visualization. We need to be able to visualize the future that we wish to see, the changes that need to be made. Libra is a sign of duality, polarity, but we are asked to make a decision, to choose. No more vacillating, no more sitting on the fence. I choose the way which leads between the two great lines of force. That's the mantra for Libra. That's the middle way. That's equilibrium. I choose the center. One definition of equilibrium is that we fulfill the demands of our outer life while staying connected to our inner reality. Can we stand in our own center during this change and not be moved from it? Can we repeat the mantra to ourselves? In the center of all love, I stand. And naught can touch me here. And from that center, I shall go forth to love and to serve. But whom shall we serve? The big decision this month is to serve the soul instead of feeding the personality's fears and our habitual responses. Standing in the center of the love of our soul, we radiate goodness, harmlessness, and right relationship to all of creation. I'd like to read a poem that talks about this very issue of chaos and unity. It's called Blessing in the Chaos by Jan Richardson. To all that is chaotic in you, let there come silence. Let there be a calming of the clamoring, a stilling of the voices that have laid their claim on you, that have made their home in you, that go with you even to the holy places, but will not let you rest, will not let you hear your life with wholeness or feel the grace that fashioned you. Let what distracts you cease. Let what divides you cease. Let there come an end to what diminishes and demeans, and let depart all that keeps you in its cage. Let there be an opening into the quiet that lies beneath the chaos, where you find the peace you did not think possible, and see what shimmers within the storm. So where do we find the peace that shimmers within the storm. How can we step out of the chaos and look at this from the higher perspective? Out of dualistic thinking into a more unified perspective? How can we bring the qualities of Libra into this time? The qualities of balance, harmony, unity, and beauty. One of the things we can do is to call in the energy of Venus, which is one of the rulers of Libra. Venus is the bridge. Venus is love. And we know that true love always trumps hatred. Love heals all polarities and joins together all extremes. One way we can bring love into this situation is to make sure we are coming from a place of an open heart and not succumbing to all the negativity and judgment that is out there. We must be the equilibrium we wish to see in the world. When we are balanced, when we come from a place of equanimity within ourselves, then we can be healers of our world. But we must stay grounded. We must reaffirm our intention to not be separative in our thinking. It's not us versus them, red states versus blue states, right versus left. Let's remember this quote from a great spiritual teacher, quote, "There is no other," end quote. The middle way is always about inclusivity, about including both and mediating between them. It's about seeing the polarities and rising above that to see the larger picture. Then it's choosing to stay focused on that larger picture. What is this larger perspective? We've talked about this many times, but I believe it bears repeating. We are at the end of an age, the end of many cycles astrologically. And always at the end of cycles, there's an intensity of polarities. The old doesn't want to yield, and the new hasn't completely established itself yet. So there is a struggle to bring the new in. There's also destruction. Something is ending. Something has to be destroyed to bring in the new. Things are breaking down to make way for something new. Something larger than ourselves is working its way out. There are underlying spiritual principles at work here. The greed of our corporations, our economic and political leaders, is being brought to the surface for all to see. The principles trying to emerge are a more equitable distribution of resources, an urge toward right human relationships. We must learn to work together, to cooperate, to recognize our interdependence. Isolation is no longer a viable option. Look how the internet has connected us all. These are wonderful lessons we're learning. Let's look at this world situation the same way we look at our own challenges. Don't we ask, what is trying to emerge here within me? What is the soul bringing forth? What is the learning here? Let's focus on these questions so we can rise above the turmoil and open ourselves to guidance and understanding. Our job is to hold steady in the light. Here I stand, solid and grounded in the earth, aligned with the light of my soul. Let us focus our attention on the highest possible outcome that we can imagine for our planet and for humanity. And we must release the idea that we know what the highest good is. We must surrender our attachment to the way we think everything should turn out. It doesn't mean we can't hold the highest vision, but then we must release the outcome to the universe. It doesn't mean passivity. Action is necessary, but it must come from a place of equilibrium within ourselves, not reactivity or fear or negativity. So what is needed right now to see us through these next few years? I like to call it right relating. Libra, as we've said, is all about relationship. On the path of discipleship, this is about relating to our own divinity and to the divinity in one another and in all of creation. One of the reasons for our feelings of separation is that we have seen God, divinity, spirit as one polarity and ourselves at the other end. We have God and then we have creation, two poles. Instead of acknowledging God as creation, God in every part of creation, we are a part of that, and that is a part of us. We are a cell in the body of the divine. From the Gospels, we read, "O God, you are my God, in whom I live and move and have my being." To make this more personal, I have paraphrased it. "O God, you are my God. I live in you. I move in you. I have my very being in you. You live in me. You move in me. You have your very being in me." And in my own prayer, I end with, "Teach me the way of my soul." Libras are known for indecisiveness. They see all sides and so badly want harmony that they sometimes have a difficult time making a decision or taking a stand. This month, let us choose our soul's path. Let us take a stand for acknowledging the divinity in all of creation as we approach this time of change. Let us arm ourselves with the knowledge that we are all connected, and let us fill that connection with the power of love. We just emerged out of hardworking, industrious, the pushing energy and purification energy of Virgo. Next month, we will dive down into the underworld of Scorpio. So the Libra month is usually a time to pause and take a breath. A time when we want everything to be smooth, easy, harmonious. We want it to be beautiful and comfy. And we may not want to be paying attention to all our relationships. But Libra is all about joining and merging. Libra's opposite sign Aries is all about individuality, going it alone. It's easy to see the balance that needs to occur. How do we join with another and still maintain our own sense of self? How do we open up and let others in when we are so used to our own independence? That's the task this month. And one of the most important skills I think we must learn as our world is in so much turmoil is how we deal with change. The Buddha always stressed in his teaching how everything changes. But what is important here is our reaction to all this change. I wonder if anyone is having a difficult time maintaining an equilibrium during this time of crisis in our world. One approach to dealing with change is to become curious about it, to ask ourselves, I wonder what this change will be about. I'm curious to see what unfolds. When we become observers of our experience, we detach a bit from our usual emotional response of fear and anxiety. Most importantly, we can remind ourselves that whatever comes our way, we are strong enough to handle it. We are resilient, and hopefully we can handle it from the highest level that we can manage within ourselves. Another perspective that's helpful is to accept that change is a natural part of life, to honor its potential to heal, and to look for what there is to learn from it. In the Native American tradition, change was always honored and accepted and greeting with a sense of it being a sacred time. Often there would be a totem or a sacred object given to the person about to experience change to let them know they were supported. Changing Woman was the sacred deity that they would invoke to assist each one in this change. When we give meaning and purpose to whatever changes come our way, healing and transformation become possible. What if we chose to see all the events taking place on the world stage as the birth pangs of a new world order that's trying to emerge? How would that affect your feelings about what is happening? Remember, we always have choice. That's where our power lies. We get to choose how we wish to see things and how we wish to respond to the changes. Along with all the outer changes taking place in our world, the natural world is also readying itself for a change, the changing of the seasons. We just experienced the fall equinox on September 21st. Ancient people of nearly every race and culture celebrate the solstice and the equinox cycles. We can see this in thousands of ancient sites, myths, and texts. We also know that many famous spiritual figures of the world, such as Jesus or Cyrus, experienced major events in their lives at these times. Some of these traditions were simple and based mostly on an appreciation of the natural world, but many traditions celebrated the profound and universal spiritual significance of these special times of the year. Many ancient people knew that the natural world and its cycles contained the principle of creation, and that these principles were spiritual in nature. When we align with these cycles of nature, we strengthen and ground our connection to the spiritual realms. One author said this about cycles, quote, "What if we celebrated these changing cycles as holy days, as a sanctuary?" The original meaning of holy was to set apart. In holy time, we surrender our engagement with the outer world. We go to be restored and renewed. In all cultures, to enter this sacred space is to be released from chronological time, to enter the timeless realm of the sacred. In ritual and ceremony, we in the world are healed and strengthened. We go apart, shed encumbrance and distraction, and invite the cooperation of the unseen energies. We reconstruct ourselves for the work in the world and create the world anew once again, end quote. The natural world now is enjoying the bounty and abundance of the summer months. Crops have been gathered, and gratitude is given for the sustenance that these foods will provide. Preparations begin to preserve what needs to be stored for the coming winter months. When we enter any new cycle in our lives, it seems like it's always necessary to let go of something. We must clear this path for something new to enter. So, in thinking about this full moon and the equinox energies, we might ask ourselves, what is something that's wanting to emerge in me this month? And what do I need to let go of for this new energy to have a clear channel in which to reside? Here's a wonderful poem about what it takes to let go by Sapphire Rose. Without a thought or a word, she let go. She let go of fear. She let go of judgments. She let go of the confluence of opinions that were swarming around her head. She let go of the committee of indecision within her. She let go of all the right reasons, wholly and completely, without hesitation or worry. She just let go. She didn't ask anyone for advice. She didn't read a book on how to let go. That's what I would do. She just let go. She let go of all the memories that held her back. She let go of all the anxiety that kept her from moving forward. She let go of the planning and all of the calculations about how to do it just right. She didn't promise to let go. She didn't journal about it. She didn't write the projected date in her day timer. She made no public announcement. She didn't check the weather report or read her daily horoscope. She just let go. She didn't analyze whether she should let go. She didn't call her friends to discuss the matter. She didn't utter one word. She just let go. No one was around when it happened. There was no applause or congratulations. No one thanked her or praised her. No one noticed a thing. Like a leaf falling from a tree, she just let go. There was no effort. There was no struggle. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad. It was what it was, and it is just that. In the space of letting go, she let it all be. So let us prepare now for meditation. Feel yourself solid, connected to the earth, where your feet or your body touches the floor. Breathe in that earth energy, strong, centered, and grounded. The mother holds you in her loving arms. Take a moment to breathe that in. Now raise your awareness to the point above your head. This is where the energy of the soul resides. Allow the light and love of the soul to pour through your entire body. Now bring the energy of the earth and the energy of the soul to the heart and let them meet there within you. Feel the alignment take place Spirit and matter meet here in your heart. Feel the power that brings to you, grounded and connected to your higher source, at peace, clear, and alert. Now gently shift your attention to your heart. Feel your heart open to all the energies coming to you from this full moon and from the equinox. Be open and receptive. Now ask that any obstacles that might hinder you from flowing with the upcoming changes, ask that they be released. Let them go. Release resistance. Quietly repeat to yourself, I am willing to do whatever is necessary to be in alignment with my higher purpose. Take a moment of silence now to receive any guidance about what you might need to do to be in that alignment. Now let us connect to the energies of the equinox. Acknowledge that a new cycle is beginning for you. Be willing to cooperate with that new cycle and make a commitment to act in cooperation with it. Say silently to yourself, I request that this next cycle be initiated, and I state my intention to assist in its unfolding. Let us sit for a few moments and contemplate what this new cycle might bring forth for you. Now let's contemplate for a few moments some questions about what the Libra energy might bring up within each of us. What might be out of balance in my life right now? How can I harmonize and stabilize this situation? What is the middle way for me? Bring yourselves quietly back now. Take a few deep breaths and feel yourself fully inhabit your body. Feel yourself grounded and aligned. And say a quiet prayer of gratitude for the powerful energies that are descending. And let us close this meditation by chanting the great invocation, followed by 3 ohms. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Om. Om.